Hi, this is Diane. In this video, I want to discuss the three major design elements that I used in building this org. First was the overall design of the org for the team to use as we built out each of the individual components. The second was a naming convention that would make the items easy for the users to understand. And third was an intuitive layout so that as the users sat in front of their computers every day, it was very easy for them to navigate and to complete the tasks they needed to do. During discovery, we learned the different items that the client was going to need in this org, and based on that, I developed this schematic that shows each of the different objects that we would need to have and how they would be related to each other. This schematic proved to be very valuable because then I could transfer these items into short task lists onto Jira cards, and the team could grab a Jira card and with an easy short little checklist could start the build and start moving forward. Having a naming system that was intuitive for our users was paramount. Using words like lead or contact, these items may make sense to a seasoned Salesforce professional, but for a user that sits in front of their program every day, maybe not so much. So the object that had been labeled as lead by Salesforce, we renamed that as potential members. When a person would go to the website and would request information, their name and contact information would be placed into a queue. And this queue I named as a queue full of our next winners. I wanted that when the team members sat in front of their computer and they opened it up, first of all, notice that it starts with the letter A, so it would always be at the top of this list. And then secondly, I pinned it so that it would always be there and it would open first when this tab was selected. When the user sits in front of their screen and they click on this, the first thing they see is potential members, a queue full of our next winners. This instantly puts a smile on their face and they know that they are doing good, and it helps them when they can contact that potential member and get more information and help them as they go through the decision process of whether or not to join. Once they became members, this again here, the nomenclature, this particular object had been named Contact by Salesforce. We renamed it as Members. The third item, the intuitive layout. I'll pull up member record here for Mr. Chris P. Cream. At the top, I placed a highlights panel that highlights key information such as start date in the program, the email. Beneath that, the visual path makes it very easy at a glance to know where the member is at within the program. Coming on down on the Details tab, I started out with the demographics at the top, such as birth date, gender. This age here was automatically calculated. What industry they were pivoting out of. Beneath that, I placed the at-risk component. This was a very important component to the user to have this ability to know if a member was at risk of falling through the cracks. And because of the high level that they placed upon this component within their program, I placed that next in line so that the user would not have to scroll down very far. Beyond that, they had the option to have add-ons that a member could purchase, such as a LinkedIn 101 review or a mock interview, and that was placed next in line so that as a user would be on the phone or communicating with a new member, that they could collect this information. It would be right here, easy to place. A notes section in case they wanted to make a comment about the member. And then as the member began to move through the program in the different stages, those got listed next and in the order that the member would move through them. Under the related list, the achievements was placed very top so that it was an easy click onto the related list, and then any of the achievements as the member moved through the program, as they obtained certifications, these would show up first. The next item down was the volunteer project component, so that it would be very easy to get a team member placed onto a volunteer project. Scrolling down a little bit further, I placed interviews so that information about the companies that the member was interviewing with would be recorded there. If we needed to generate a PDF showing the accomplishments that a member had completed, that was easy up here with this button, but it's also accessed right here. So again, having this all lay out in a very intuitive fashion was paramount, and it created a smooth user experience for the team members at Talent Stacker.